Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Chantel and I finished Inktober quite recently. I wanted to have a little bit of a cool down period because it was a lot, okay? It really was a lot. And now, a couple of weeks has passed, I am ready to have a look at my sketchbook. So I thought that's what we could do today. This is the sketchbook that I was using. I want to fill in the cover, but I don't really know how. I quite like keeping all of the information, so I might like paint over it and then or like put stickers over or something, but I want to keep all this information. So let's get started. On the very first page, we have, technically kind of in the wrong order, we have all of the prompts here, which I actually added quite last minute because I had this Inktober here, this title page, and then I wanted this one to be like a start and finish date. But then I saw like everyone else had the prompt list written down, and I was like, you know what, that's a really good idea. So I ended up writing it on here. It didn't smudge, luckily, but I don't really like the surface. It's not like actual paper like this one, but that's how it looks. I'm really quite happy with how this title turned out. It wasn't traced or anything. It was completely freehanded, and at this moment, I'd only used ink like twice. I had literally used India ink twice before starting Inktober, and we're probably going to see that as we go along. So, very first day, this was Gargoyle. The idea I had for Gargoyle was basically turning a person, like taking the aspects of Gargoyle and kind of putting it in a person, and I see so many issues with this just looking at it. Things I do like, I quite like the hair, and the background's a little bit crazy, it doesn't really go with it, but I do quite like the background. For me personally though, the body is not great, the shoulder is kind of dislocated, the horns are not even, and the skin tone isn't even, and also there's like no contrast whatsoever, which I learned as I went along, and I think I was a little bit stingy with the ink to begin with. I wasn't sure like how dark I really wanted it to be, but it doesn't have the depth that the other ones have. But regardless, I really love the background. That was really quite fun. Day 2 is Scurry. For this one, it didn't quite go to plan. I do, again, quite like the background, but I did the same kind of technique as the last one, and like it's just so different, which is kind of what ink is like. It's super unpredictable. I think there's way too many whiskers going on. Like cats and mice do have whiskers. I think it kind of works for the mouse, but the cat just has too many. The cat might have looked better with a little bit of some kind of dimension. It looks very 2D, but that was kind of the style I wanted to try. It just didn't really work. I do like the mouse though. I think the mouse is really quite adorable. It looks a bit cross-eyed, but it's quite cute. Day 3, the prompt was bat, and I think the thumbnail for this was really quite cool. It kind of gave me the exact concept of what I wanted. The things that I would have done differently is I didn't use many different types of bat. I had so many different types of bat here, and the ones that I chose look so similar. Also, I think some of them they kind of disappear a little bit, which I'm not a massive fan of. I think I went a little bit too dark too quickly. That's kind of what I think on this one. But I've never done negative space before, and I really love the concept, and I want to try it out in watercolour, definitely. Moving on to day 4, we have Scallop. I still really like this one. I think it's so kind of weird and crazy. I did quite a lot of planning for this one actually, which I'm really quite happy with. I like the background. I wanted the pattern there, and I thought it'd be a bit too boring to just do the pattern, but it really does. It's a crab, and it's like a scallop crab, but honestly it does look like a crab with a chef's hat. I just can't unsee it now at all. I do quite like all of the texture that's kind of here though. I'm happy with this one. I am happy with this one. Day 4 is Flame. This one, I don't think it's that dark, but that might just be me. The hands and feet are horrific. I need to do more hands and feet. I love the solid black background though. That was the first time that I'd done it like so far, and I think the solid black really like that changed it for me. That's when I then started using it. I think there's not really enough contrast here. Maybe I should have gone a little bit darker just around the knees so that the knees were in front, and you know, just a little bit more contrast. But in general, I do quite like it. I think it could have been executed better, but I like the idea. Day 6 is Bouquet, and I really like how this one turned out, but it was supposed to be a lot more like line art, like these ones, and it really doesn't look like line art at all. I think what happened was the ink just kind of spread, and it just kept spreading, and then the entire thing was covered. However, I do like the darker tones in this one. I like that the flower's dark, and I also like that the skin tone does have a lot more depth compared to Flame. Like, the skin tone has so much more to it, and I think this is another point of when I started actually using ink a lot darker. I do really like this one, even though it wasn't line art at all. I do really like this one. Day 7 was Trip. This one is a really kind of kooky idea, and I do like it. The masking fluid has definitely stained the paper. I don't know if you can see it. The masking fluid was off. It ripped slightly on that one, and you can see, like, what I can see, there's slightly different shades of yellow, and the paper's obviously white, but yeah, the masking fluid is stained these, which I think has kind of ruined it for me. I had quite a lot of ideas, and I chose a pyramid because I thought it was such an obvious landmark that you go on holiday for, so it's obvious that there was going to be planes. I do still like this one, I just think the masking fluid kind of ruined it. Day 8 is Match. This one I do like. I think the biggest problem is the background. I love the texture here. It does somewhat look like a tree and a branch, and the hands could obviously be a lot better. There's quite a lot of skin around the fingernails, and I'm not a massive fan of, like, the hands, but I do think the worst bit is the background. I didn't quite decide whether I wanted the background to be light or dark, so I made it grey, and that wasn't exactly a great idea. I feel like if this had been a lot lighter, we could have done a dark background here, or if these were a lot darker, we could have done a white background. But, you know, it just didn't necessarily work. It doesn't have the contrast with it being white and grey. Day 9, I really love. This is Nest, and I've never done a baby before, and I am awful at people with closed eyes, so I just thought this is going to go horrific. I really like it. I love the water blooms that have sort of appeared when I was doing this, and I love that the nest goes really light in the middle and then it has darker lines. I really like it. I think the face is really good. I think the body kind of lets it down a little bit, but I'm really happy with the face and the way that the nest went, and the fact that I didn't splash anything and I actually kept the rest of it white. I really like this one. Day 10, Crabby. This was another slightly crazy idea, second crab. I should have done the background opaque black. I think that's what lets this one down. I do still like the idea of it being a cloud rather than swimming, but I do think swimming probably could have worked, like sticking things on it and doing like an underwater surreal scene. I didn't want the sky to be completely black because I wanted it to represent the sky, but the problem with it being dark grey is it just blends too much with the crab. I like the kind of surreal clouds rather than going for like realism. I do like that. Yeah, I think it's a cool concept still. Day 11, I really love this one. I think this is very Inktober-y. I didn't really use the reference for the skull at all, and it kind of shows, but I'd done so many skulls recently that I just kind of went with it. But I found this one really fun. I couldn't decide whether I wanted to do the black all around or not, so I just kind of ended up with this border, but I think it really kind of works. The white border isn't very accurate though. It's like really chunky in some places and thinner in others, but I think that's because the black ink kind of splashed in certain areas and I had to like cover it up. But no, I really like this one. I do think the body probably should have been longer and the neck a bit longer, but I actually used a reference and the eagle kind of looked like that. It was kind of stumpy, but it does look a bit stumpy. But yeah, that's day 11. I'm quite happy with that one. Day 12 is Forget, and I absolutely love this one. I think the brushstrokes show quite a lot because ink isn't really that matte. If it was in gouache or something, I think it probably would look really good, but I'm not really a fan of the brushstrokes. I like it. The face isn't completely accurate, but I really like this one. I like the concept. Day 13, Kind. This was a experimental piece. Basically, the plan was not this at all. I didn't plan the frame, I didn't plan the dots, I didn't even plan the cling film at one point. I just kind of winged this one, but the cling film I think is really fun and it does look kind of cute. Day 14 is Empty, and I did not think that this one was dark at all until like I showed people and they're like, oh, that's quite dark. I didn't think it was. I genuinely didn't. I was just like, oh, skeleton. That'd be awesome. The skeleton's arm accidentally went too dark. I think if this stayed virtually white, this probably would be a lot better. Again, it's a lack of contrast. The skin should have been darker and this should have been lighter, or the skin should have been lighter and the background should have been darker. But, you know, that's something that I started planning, like, as time went on. I started really planning the darker shades and the lighter shades. Day 15 is Armadillo, and I love how this armadillo turned out, this initial sketch that I've never done before. And I do somewhat think that this dolphin turned out better than this dolphin, which is very unfortunate. But this is the Armadolphin idea I had. I like the concept, but it just wasn't executed very well. There's kind of marks all over, and it's just a bit splashy, and, you know, it wasn't really executed very well. I think it was kind of rushed as well, but I do somewhat like it. I like the idea. Day 16 is Fowl, and I do really love this one. I love the eyes. I think the eyes in both are very kind of big and animated, and I just really love that. I think that even though it's really simple, I think there's quite a lot of different shade variation, a lot of values. I do like the darker areas, but then you also have the lighter areas. I do think I managed to achieve quite a lot of different varying tones in this one, and I do think it actually works. I like it. Day 17 now is Salty, and I love this one. I think it's the Great Wave of Kanagawa, maybe. I think the hand is a little bit small, but you can kind of ignore that. This is my second time painting this wave, and both times it's gone really well. I just love it. I love the original as well so much. Day 18 now is Scrape. I wanted to keep this one really simple because the last one was so intricate, and I used myself as a reference for this one. Again, I need some hand practice, but I do think it's slightly better. I like the dark skin tone. I do think the hair colour kind of works with the lines. I like this one. I like it. I like the composition as well. Day 19, Ponytail. This one wasn't executed great. I like the concept, and I think it was definitely very difficult to do in black and white. I think if it had colour, then it'd be obvious that's a sky, that's grass, that's like brown, you know, like it'd be obvious it's a landscape, and it was just harder to do in black and white. I don't know why it doesn't go all the way across. I think that's because my sketch kind of ended there, or like maybe it was supposed to end there and I just went on one side. So that doesn't look great. I feel like it could have looked better, but I'm still happy with the clouds though. I think they do look like clouds. I just think it would have been better in colour. But it's a cool idea. Day 20 is Bluff. I did an angel and a devil playing poker. I love the idea. I really love this bit. I don't know exactly what possessed me to do it. I think it's because I wanted to like not do their legs. I wanted it to all be like hidden. So the only way to do that was this bit, and I really like this. I can't even explain what it is. I think that the faces could have been better, but they're definitely better than Gargoyle, but I think the faces, they could have just been done better, but I do think it's still quite a cool idea. Day 21 is Bad Dog. I like this one. I think the dog's fur is a little bit dark, it kind of disappears, but because it's a white background, it kind of works all right. I like the fluffiness of the ears. It does kind of look, it was supposed to be a German Shepherd, I believe, and I think it somewhat looks like a German Shepherd. The little pipe is quite cute too. I quite like this one. I do like this one. Day 22 is Heist. This one, I'm really happy with this one. I sort of forget about it sometimes, but I am really happy with it. I like the border, and I like the fact that it's bigger on this side so that I can pop the day in. I really like how most of it is white, but this took so long. Each of these little, like, you can see there's like a couple of swords, there's a crown, there's actual like necklaces and jewelry, and I did each one individually. It took so long, but because this bit took so long, the rest of it was really quite quick. I like it. I like the concept. Day 23, this was a super fun one. I think you can sort of see the brushstrokes. It's a little bit patchy, but other than that, this was really fun. The lips weren't supposed to really be there at all, but I didn't have the lips, and then I thought it kind of needed something. Unfortunately, I think I dipped my hand in it and I made it kind of grey, so I had to colour the rest of it sort of grey to kind of cover it up. But because it's grey, I feel like it doesn't work very well. If it was just black and white all over, I feel like that'd be better. But I don't dislike it. I just don't think the lips make it better. I quite like the dry brush effects around the edges though. Day 24 is Fairy, and I'm really happy with this one. I think it could have been better if I spent more time on it, but for the time it took, I really like it. I'm happy with the wings. I chose these kind of dainty falling apart kind of wings rather than like these perfect ones, and I think that really works. I like the little stars in the background. That's really cute. I think possibly it's lacking contrast because the background is white. I think the skin tone, I was trying to get darker, but I just didn't want to lose the highlights, and I really struggled with that. The tutu is really cute. The socks are kind of horrific, but I didn't like plan what she was going to be wearing. I like this one. I like the hair as well, the kind of box braids. I think they're really cute. Yeah, I think this is definitely a concept, and I want to try it out in watercolor with lots of different colors. Day 25, Tempting. I really like this one. So the background, again, it's a little bit streaky, but mostly everything else is white. I only did the apple in the hand, and you can kind of see here where I accidentally dropped a little bit of ink, and then I just tried to blend it out, but ink dries so fast, it's just so hard to blend out. I like this one. I really like this one. Day 26 is Ego. I am not a fan of this one. I like the background. It is my first time doing a male body, and I think it definitely shows. I think the face shape isn't correct. This is my most difficult face angle, is kind of like the 3/4 angle, and I'm still really struggling with it. I think the shape isn't correct. The body though, I don't think it's too bad really. I don't think it's too bad. Like compared to the sketches, it definitely improved. Day 27 is Snack. I love this one. This again took absolutely ages to do this line work, but I think it looks so good. Once I'd done the line work, that was the most time consuming bit. I really love this one. I think it looks really professional, and I didn't splash any ink anywhere, so I'm really happy with how this one looks. Day 28 is Camping. I do like this idea. I think it's a little bit, I don't know, I feel like maybe Jason should have had a bit of a body, but I kind of like the floating head as well. I feel like it's a bit less creepy somehow. I like this one. I do like it. I like the dark, opaque background as well. I think it looks decent, you know. Day 29, I absolutely love. And honestly, I'm debating getting this as a tattoo. I really love this one. I think it looks so good, and I think it does kind of look like it could be a tattoo. I like the lighter grey around the outside here. It's a shame about that splash that I had to cover up in gel pen, but I like the lighter grey, and I like the different variations, but I do like the fact there's quite a lot of lighter grey in this one. I really love this style. It's just a shame it kind of took until 29 for me to figure out that I like the line work kind of tattoo kind of looking ones. Day 30 is Gear. I love this one. If I'd spent longer on it, I think it could have turned out really good. I think the anatomy isn't great. I need to practice bodies, definitely. And the face isn't great, but I do think the face is a lot better than Gargoyle. Like that's the face on Gargoyle. It's not blended at all, and then this is the face. It's a much better face. It's all blended out lovely. The nose is better. I'm really quite happy with this one. I think the person actually lets it down. The background is really quite cool, but I think the person kind of lets it down. It wasn't a great sketch to begin with, so you know, I did what I could. I like the fact that there's so many different patterns here. I feel like with the black and white background, it was really difficult to try and create something, and I think this kind of speckled pattern with like the light grey, and I just think it was difficult to try and make it pop, and I think it kind of does, so I'm happy with that. I love the hair as well, the kind of money piece. I love that. Day 31, the final one was Farm. I chose to do a queen duck. This is the final one that I did. Maybe I should have added a slight highlight to the eye actually, but I do like this one. I wanted to end on a nice happy note, so that's what I did. This is my entire Inktober. I'll have a really quick flip through now. I hope you've enjoyed watching. Let me know what you think down below, if there are any that you really like. I wanted to try out lots of different concepts, different ideas, so I did different subjects, and I really found it fun. But I think if I do it in future, I will definitely try and focus on something specific, I think. Inktober in general, I did find a lot harder than I thought it would be, to be honest. I thought it would be a lot easier than it was. It was really difficult, but I think most of that was actually posting as often as I did. As I said, I post daily on YouTube and daily on TikTok, and I feel like that is what made it quite difficult. But I don't know how people juggle it around like school and having kids. I don't know how people juggle it, because I struggled as it was. But at the end of the day, I think I've definitely improved in ink, and I still thought it was fun, the entire thing. It's lovely to look back on. This sketchbook is like halfway finished now, and I need to figure out how I'm going to cover the front cover, because I really like this bottom bit that has all the information, but I'm not a fan of the rest of it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Please like, comment, subscribe if you did enjoy it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.